Hi everyone, I'm Sweet Melba. Thanks for joining me for, so it used to be Sunday on the porch, but this weather has been kind of messing that up. So it's Sunday back in the den. But thanks for joining me. I've mentioned previously that I kind of feel that I'm in a new season. I'm in my mid-50s and I just had a birthday recently, and it just feels like a different season in my life and a slowing down. But it's a nice, comfortable time right now, and making decisions and choices that are helping me just really appreciate the time that I'm in and where I'm going in the near future here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. So this year really is feeling like a slowing down year, and slowing down because everything's going well. And not that I'm overwhelmed or anything of that nature, but again, just in a different season and moving into this new chapter, turning the page, as I mentioned in one of my other videos. But it's the days seem easy, they're going smoothly, and I don't feel rushed. I feel like I'm making decisions about my activities that are very intentional and very focused, and just really enjoying the slower pace and not having a rigid schedule or agenda each day. And it's just an overall quieter time. Again, choosing activities that are kind of allowing me to wrap up some things that I no longer will be doing, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But just a different phase, and again, making intentional choices to move along in different ways. And so it's been very enjoyable, and I'm appreciative that I am able to make these decisions now in my life as well. One of the things I'm enjoying is, again, not having a schedule really. My days are really how I choose to make them, whether I'm doing some work or spending time with my husband or doing house stuff. You got to pay the bills, you got to do the laundry, that stuff still happens, right? But again, waking up and not having a full schedule for the next day in most cases. And not feeling rushed or hurried in that sense. I think it just has allowed for, making decisions and choosing activities with a purpose in mind, that I'm not just doing them because they're on a list that I got to check off and get done. I'm doing them because they matter. It's something important that needs to be done. Something that I want to be doing, that I'm enjoying doing, and doing it at a slow pace, and again, not on a strict schedule. So I really have been enjoying that peace of mind and easiness to this new season, really. And another area are the obligations that I have, and I've gradually been adjusting that over the last few years. I've, in my career, owning my own business and working with nonprofit organizations and history organizations, I really have, throughout my career, been very involved with, being on boards or committees and things of that nature. And I've really started to move away from that in the last couple years. And I'm at a point right now that I'm very comfortable with that. And occasionally an opportunity might pop up, but right now in this season I'm not really looking to sign up for any of those types of obligations right now. And I'm not saying that I won't in the future, but right now I'm very comfortable saying no thank you, that it's not something I'm interested in. And I think I've got a window here of time that I think I really just want to see how everything kind of comes together before I start, committing to more volunteer opportunities and helping out with different things. So, again, those are kind of the obligations that I see that I really have scaled back on significantly. And with owning your own business, it's been well, I guess I'm going into my 21st year now. And, I've always been busy, not overly busy. I've never, planned my business to be full time, but, staying busy. And, sometimes you get up in the morning and there's stuff you got to get done. And again, I've gradually been shifting that so that I don't feel like I have to be busy. And I'm okay with that. I'm very comfortable with that at this point, in making those decisions and what new projects I may take on and things of that nature. Not that I don't still help where I can, but again, the obligations of being somewhere for meetings or being on committees or various activities, right now, I'm just not doing that. And again, I may in the future, but right now I'm not doing that. And it seems like the appropriate time to scale back on that. As again, I kind of slowing down and finding a new rhythm and a new pace for how the rest of my year is going to go. And feeling comfortable with that. Not feeling guilty because I'm not volunteering right now or serving on a board or a committee of that nature. I don't. I've done a lot of that in my career and I'm pleased with that work. But again, right now, I'm comfortable not doing that. And, in this time, it seems like each day is kind of its own day. I'm not necessarily looking at, the rest of the week, what all I have to do type thing. I'm kind of taking each day by itself, spending some quiet time in the morning and just kind of figuring out what I'm going to do today, whether that's, things that I do need to get done around the house or with a client. But then some days I'm not doing that and I'm spending more free time doing some of the activities that I enjoy doing. And one of those is my channel, which I'm really enjoying. I'm really comfortable with the format of my videos and sharing some of my experiences and some of these thoughts that I think all of us at this kind of stage in life could benefit from. And it's a time to kind of reflect, to be grateful, and I'm enjoying that aspect of having my YouTube channel and sharing those. So I hope you're enjoying that as well. But again, it's each day is its own, and some days are busier than others, but they're all days that I have tailored what it is I'm doing. Things pop up now and then, but that's all right. But for the most part, my days are as I decide to make them. They're comfortable, they're slower pace, they're a good balance of things that need to get done and things I really want to be doing and enjoying. And then sometimes I'm not doing anything. Maybe I'm watching some other YouTube channels or a movie I haven't seen in a long time or a new movie. So again, it's just been very enjoyable and I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do that. I mentioned in one of my other videos, and I did a short on this actually too, that, for me, my mornings have really changed over the last few months, and that I'm really finding that as my quiet time. I get up earlier than my husband does, so I have my first cup of coffee, and that's just my time really, to kind of think about the day and different things that we need to do or I need to do. It's just slow, it's comfortable, there's really no distractions, so I've really been enjoying that over the last few months, again, to just kind of see what I'm going to be doing that day. And then when my husband gets up, I really do enjoy us having coffee together too. And that's kind of where we're sharing what we're each doing that day or what we're doing together and just talking about, future plans and different activities that we both have more free time to do that. So where we may be looking to, take a vacation or a trip or even just an activity here in our regional area, doing something local, going out and doing that, or just going out to lunch, things like that. So it's really been nice. So I'm really finding that those quiet mornings, both by myself and with my husband, have just really set the tone these last few months, and I think it will continue to do so going forward. That it's a quiet time, a simple time, alone and together, that really helps establish, what's going to go on that day, and what we're going to get to do. So it's been enjoyable, and so I hope that others have an opportunity to do that whenever that may be in your day. But I know, if we've got a meeting or something we need to do early, I try to get up a little earlier so I don't miss that time. So it really has become important to me, and a great way to really be present and intentional with what I'm going to be doing that day. And this year I have decided that I'm going to be retiring, but I'm doing it gradually. I've given it a lot of thought last year in 2025, and continue to do so now, but I'm moving in that direction, and I'm making changes to kind of wrap up projects that I'm involved with, and I'm hoping by middle of the year those will be completed. But it's a very slow process that I'm doing, very comfortable. I don't feel rushed with that, and this will be an aspect of some of the things that I'll be sharing going forward as I continue to make those adjustments and my schedules change, and just wrapping up that part of my career, and all of the people that I've worked with and the different organizations. And not that I won't continue to be involved in the different nonprofit communities here, because that's something that's important to me and my husband in being part of the community. So it's not like I'm leaving that community. I'm just wrapping up the work that I do as a career in that area. And again, I'm looking forward to that, and it feels very comfortable. It feels like the right time. And I'm appreciative that, we're at the point in our lives now that this is something that I can do. And it's been a number of years of working and enjoying that, both for myself and my husband in his field. But we're at that point, and we've planned, and we feel comfortable with the next stage that we're going into. But that's going to be a transition this year, but it feels very comfortable. And those that I work with have been very respectful and responsive to my decisions. And I think it'll be a good wrap up. I think everybody will be comfortable with that. I know I am. And I look forward to, like I say, kind of wrapping up some of these projects I've been working on, and seeing closure to that. So that's rewarding. And it's that gradual slowing and transitioning out. So I look forward to sharing more about that in the future here as that comes together over the next few months. So again, the season for me is slowing down for all the right reasons, I think. And it's quiet, it's comfortable. I feel content with the direction that I'm moving in the various things I've talked about today. And I'm looking forward to how everything develops, and looking at the new activities that me and my husband will be able to do, more time out enjoying activities and trips or vacations, things of that nature, more time with family and friends. I'm really looking forward to that as well. Some quiet time with my parents. They live nearby. And just again, really quality time that is slower, quieter, and really the experiences that I want to have in my life at this point in time. So again, I'm grateful for that. So thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you hopefully on the porch next time, all weather dependent. But again, thanks for joining me. And if you've subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you being here, and I invite those that have been enjoying this video or some of my other ones to subscribe also. So I look forward to chatting with you again. I hope everybody does well, and I'll see you next week, hopefully out on the porch. So thanks again. I'm Sweet Melba. Bye-bye.